What's up, everyone? Check out the Comic Outlaw on YouTube, and hi, I am the Comic Outlaw, Jack Slater, and yeah, we're doing She-Hulk number 17, and it's gonna get wild, y'all. These savage She-Hulks change and they rearrange the game, and she's fighting the man elephant. Yes, I am not making this up. She-Hulk is fighting the man elephant. Who is the man elephant? We'll find out. And it, like, her father basically is the sheriff, and he's going over what a menace She-Hulk is. And this other guy, Buck, he's kind of made his way up to assistant district attorney, kind of like banking on the fame of She-Hulk, being a murderer, a killer, and all this and that. And he's trying to claim his fame, and he's still hitting on Jen. And she kind of makes him realize what a jerk he is. And he starts checking into the evidence against She-Hulk. Meanwhile, Jen is kind of like wondering what she's going to do next. And she comes home to Guy on Couch, aka Worry. I hate this guy. The biggest loser in the world. He's hitting on Jen, hugging on her. But Jen has another man, and his name is Zapper. Or I should say the She-Hulk. But in the meantime, this guy is basically saying that he has a way to destroy She-Hulk, to bring her to justice. And it's a suit, a hydraulic suit called the Man Elephant. And both Buck and She-Hulk's father are kind of iffy on the project, but he's not going to let that deter him. So he goes on national television with the suit, saying that he's going to bring in this Hulk menace once and for all as the Man Elephant. You've heard it right, the Man Elephant. And basically he's explaining what his suit does, the Tusker chains, grappling hooks. He has hydraulic strength, his trunk shoots out gas, basically this and that. And the guy on the couch, the biggest mooch and marvel, is sitting there, and Jen for some reason likes him. And Zapper's banging on the window, wondering what the hell is going on. Jen is making out with this loser, and Zap is just calling her out on her shit. And Rory, of course, is shocked, and disturbed on this. And he realizes that he basically is a loser and he doesn't really deserve her, which I totally agree with. And Zapper kind of makes her mad, pushes her to the point, and She-Hulk answers. And this is the divide between She-Hulk and Jen. And She-Hulk is all the way in for Zapper, and good for Team Zapper. And they take off, on a date to go do this and that, and for Zapper to get himself some of that sweet She-Hulk. Meanwhile, the Man Elephant is strolling around town, lets out his mighty elephant call, which is basically a nice sonic wave disruptor, and destroying everything in sight. Man Elephant's causing a ruckus. It gets She-Hulk's attention, as her and Zapper are about to go off and have a little bit of fun. But this makes She-Hulk mad, and no one interrupts She-Hulk's day, especially with Zapper. And as Man Elephant pulls a club, tries to dispose of her, the Man Elephant realizes, and I just love saying that he's maybe in over his head, as she breaks the piece of wood, and he tries to go blow for blow. His suit does absorb some of it, but he's realizing that all his tricks, all his gadgets, that he's just simply outclassed. And She-Hulk is just beating the brakes off of me until he turns on the gas. And the gas is the one thing that's sort of the X factor. Knocks her out. She passes out. And this is where Man Elephant kind of takes advantage of the situation and decides to call in the press. Meanwhile, Buck realizes that the girl's car in She-Hulk issue 2 was actually sabotaged. She-Hulk did not commit the murder. Everything that he's been basing his whole case against She-Hulk is wrong, and that she may be a hero after all, and that he let an innocent woman die for his own ego. Good for you, Buck. Good for you. Meanwhile, She-Hulk is knee-deep in her own fight, and this is Buck basically explaining to the sheriff, that everybody's innocent, She-Hulk's all good, and the Man Elephant appears, dropping She-Hulk off all passed out. And this is the mistake of the Man Elephant, because she kind of gets over that gas right away and basically goes back to beating the ever-living hell out of him. He tries to get a little distance between himself and She-Hulk, using his tusks to fire up like grappling hooks, so he can make his escape, kind of plan out what he's going to do next. But She-Hulk is relentless and just starts throwing stuff at him, starts beating the ever-loving hell out of him, and he counters by throwing a bench at her, which really does nothing but make She-Hulk even more pissed off in this whole situation that's going on. And literally, she smashes him with it, gives him a nice kick. He pulls out his tusks as weapons, but to no avail. She-Hulk is just stronger. She-Hulk is just outclassing him all the way through. She grabs his trunk and just does a good old-fashioned thump, thump. You know, it's like, you can just hear bam, 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 bam. You know, as the TV cameras are rolling, they reveal, you know, the cops kind of reveal that she's all good. She didn't commit those crimes. She's not wanted for that anymore. She's innocent. Let the elephant man go. I mean, the man elephant, he begs for mercy. She lets him go, and She-Hulk takes off. At least she's vindicated at this point. At least society knows that she has a clean pass. In the meantime, Buck admits that he was wrong about everything, and Rory decides to leave, leaving Jen, for some reason, heartbroken, even though She-Hulk is hooked up with Zapper. What will happen the next time? We'll find out when favors come due. And what kind of favors is that? We'll find out the next time, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.